New extract location is 6 clicks west. You have to cross the desert.
Trying to turn me on right now?
Send the damn shot, Mike.
Welcome to Popcorn Cinema Flix. Today, we're diving into the gripping world of survival spirit. Each movie on our list tests the limits of human endurance, resilience, and the will to survive in the face of unimaginable odds. Let's get started with 8 must-watch survival movies. Number 8, Sweetheart. Imagine being stranded on a deserted island, alone against the forces of nature, and something far more terrifying that waits in the dark. Would you survive? Released in 2019, this story follows Jen, a young woman who washes ashore on an uninhabited tropical island after a shipwreck. At first, survival seems straightforward. She must deal with hunger, thirst, and the challenges of isolation. However, Jen soon realizes she is not alone. As night falls, an eerie and inhuman creature emerges from the ocean depths, preying on anything in its path. Each night, her fight becomes a desperate battle for survival, where every decision can mean life or death. The film masterfully builds tension, combining the struggles of survival with a monstrous force that turns the serene island into a living nightmare. If you're a fan of raw survival stories blended with a touch of horror, this one will keep you on the edge of your seat. Number 7, Infinite Storm.
Deeper in therapy, and mountains always listen and never talk back.
Watch the weather.
I will. Hey, see anyone else up there?
No, it's just us.
What happens when an ordinary trek turns into a harrowing battle against nature itself? This is a tale of resilience like no other. Released in 2022, this film tells the story of Pam, an experienced mountaineer, who sets off on a solo hike. What begins as a peaceful trek in the mountains quickly takes a dangerous turn when she's caught in a deadly storm. Battling freezing temperatures and relentless winds, she encounters a stranded man who is equally desperate to survive. Together, they must navigate the brutal forces of nature and the inner struggles that haunt them. The film is a poignant portrayal of human determination, beautifully capturing the loneliness and courage that comes with survival in extreme conditions. With stunning visuals and an emotional narrative, it reminds us of the power of perseverance when faced with impossible odds.
See that down there, John? That's home. Let's go home, John.
Number 6.
There's 33 million landmines buried in this area.
We can get to that village within the hour, Mike.
Imagine standing on a mine in the middle of a scorching desert, knowing one wrong move could end it all. How long could you endure? Released in 2016, this psychological thriller follows Mike, a soldier stranded in the desert after a failed mission. In a moment of panic, he steps on a landmine, leaving him unable to move without triggering a deadly explosion. Surrounded by endless sand, scorching heat, and the constant threat of danger, Mike must fight for both his physical survival and his sanity. As the hours turn into days, hallucinations and past traumas surface, testing his willpower and endurance. The film delivers a gripping exploration of the human psyche under extreme pressure, showing how resilience can emerge even in the bleakest circumstances.
I'm requesting immediate support.
There's a convoy passing by your location in about 52 hours.
With all due respect, I don't know if I can survive for 52 hours like this.
Number 5, The Reef.
Where are we heading?
Signet Reef.
What's that?
You'll see. We're here.
Wow.
What would you do if you were stranded in the middle of the ocean with hungry predators circling beneath you? Released in 2010, this nail-biting survival thriller follows a group of friends on a sailing trip that goes horribly wrong. When their boat capsizes in the open water, they are left stranded with no hope of rescue. With the nearest land miles away, they face an even greater threat, a relentless great white shark that begins to stalk them. The tension builds as the characters are forced to make life or death decisions, pitting their strength and wits against the merciless predator. The film's realistic portrayal of fear and survival makes it a chilling reminder of how small humans can feel in the vast, unforgiving ocean.
What happened? Must have hit something.
This boat's gonna sink. There's land over there, and that's where I think we should be going.
I fish these waters, mate. I know what's out there. I'm not getting in the water.
Number 4. A Lonely Place to Die.
I'm sure there's a pretty face on that fell somewhere.
No, I'll take it up top.
Imagine a thrilling adventure in the mountains turning into a deadly game of survival. Would you risk everything to do the right thing? Released in 2011, the film is set against the breathtaking Scottish Highlands. Following a group of climbers on a hiking expedition, their adventure takes a dark turn when they discover a kidnapped girl buried in the wilderness. Determined to save her, they unknowingly provoke the wrath of her captors, ruthless criminals who will stop at nothing to keep their secret hidden. What ensues is a high-stakes chase through the rugged terrain, with danger lurking at every corner. The movie combines the beauty of nature with the brutality of human greed, creating a gripping thriller that keeps viewers on edge until the very end.
You let them know that it's strictly business. If they've got the girl, they're gonna get paid.
Number 3. Onoda, 10,000 Nights in the Jungle.
私が派遣されたのはここで徹底コースの準備をするためです。
君は経験不足で何も分かってない。
ルソンは敵の手に渡りました。
What would drive a man to survive alone in the jungle for nearly 3 decades, refusing to believe the war had ended? Released in 2021, this powerful film tells the story of Hiro Onoda, a Japanese soldier sent to a Philippine island during World War II. Tasked with guerrilla warfare, Onoda refuses to accept Japan's surrender and continues his mission for 29 years. Surviving in isolation and clinging to the belief that the war is still ongoing, the jungle becomes both his refuge and his prison, as he battles not only the elements, but also his own mind. The film offers a haunting exploration of obsession, loneliness, and the resilience of the human spirit. It's an unforgettable tale that leaves a lasting impression on its audience.
必ず迎えに行く。あの日あの人はそう言った。
Number 2, Kon-Tiki.
By crossing the Pacific for 5,000 miles, I will prove that Peruvians were the first to settle Polynesia.
Imagine crossing the vast Pacific Ocean on nothing more than a wooden raft. Could you survive the ultimate test of courage and endurance? Released in 2012, this film chronicles the daring journey of 6 men who set out to prove that ancient civilizations could traverse the Pacific on primitive rafts. Facing treacherous waves, unrelenting storms, and circling sharks, the men endure unimaginable hardships as they sail thousands of miles on the open sea. The movie captures the raw power of nature and the indomitable human spirit, showcasing a story of adventure, determination, and survival against all odds. It's a visually stunning film that inspires awe and admiration for those who dare to dream big.
You want your theory to be accepted? Then go ahead. Drift from Peru to Polynesia on a balsa wood raft.
Number 1, Backcountry.
How I know?
Sure you want to know? Does your boyfriend always get his way? Yes.
A romantic trip into the wilderness turns into a terrifying fight for survival. How far would you go to protect the one you love? Released in 2014, this intense thriller follows Alex and Jen, a young couple on a camping trip in the Canadian wilderness. What starts as a peaceful getaway quickly becomes a nightmare when they lose their way in the dense forest. With no map and no means of communication, they find themselves stalked by a ferocious predator that sees them as prey. The film masterfully builds suspense, turning the serene beauty of nature into a deadly trap. It's a visceral exploration of fear, survival, and the fragility of human life when faced with the raw power of the wild. This is a must-watch for anyone who craves a heart-pounding survival story.
Trying to turn me on right now?
Thanks for joining us on this cinematic survival journey. Have a favorite movie or a must-watch recommendation of your own? Drop it in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. Until next time, keep the popcorn ready and your love for movies alive. See you soon on Popcorn Cinema Flix.